bothered by either line as he knocks down another one.
Yeah, where you're going with that is, do they see the line or are they sitting there trying to impress somebody? I think they get confused. And that's why, as opposed to the past, this line has kind of been muted as much as they possibly could, the pro line. And the college line is prominent, so guys won't make that mistake.
Villanova in transition. Jimmy Butler trying to slow down Reynolds. Wayne Anderson on the inside draws the foul.
Well, yeah, Villanova's one of those teams that they start getting hot. They can shoot with the best of them. You know, second in the conference in three-point field goal percentage. And, you know, that's just an outstanding play right there. Here, inside out. And once again, Corey Fisher just steps into the shot. I mean, that's the best way to shoot the three. You go inside out. You get shooters stepping in as opposed to the lateral pass. So they've got to turn their bodies, reset their feet.
Going back to the lines, in most collegiate arenas now you've got two lines for the women and the men. Here in a pro arena you've got the men's and then the pro line. So, I mean, whether they're just taking them from wherever they feel like it or not realizing in the heat of the moment how far back they are. Who knows?
Yeah, I think it's a reflex action. You see a line, put up the shot.
Jimmy Butler on the drive, a very important player off the Marquette bench. Wayne Anderson picks up his second.
The team's third.
That's going to force Jay Wright to make a substitution. Shane Clark will come back in. Buzz Williams doesn't have much of a bench, especially since the Dominic James injury. He'll go 7 deep. Jimmy Butler and David Kubian, probably no deeper than that.
Well, you know, for tournaments like this, that can become an issue, although you learn how to manage the time. But once you get into the NCAA tournament, I mean, you only want an 8-deep rotation. You know, because now you got guys who are focused. You'll have a bit of rest in between, you know, sessions. And it gives you an opportunity to really maximize the play of the individuals you put on the floor. You substitute too many guys, and you can't develop a rhythm.
Had a chance to talk to Dominic James briefly before the game. He's keeping his chin up, trying to stay positive in spite of the fact his season and his collegiate career over. He came in with Jarrell McNeil, Wesley Matthews. They were looking to go out together, make a deep run into the NCAA tournament. Still a very talented team. What do the Golden Eagles miss without having Dominic James?
Well, they certainly miss his athleticism and his experience. I mean, here's a guy that's been around 4 years as a starter. He's been both a scorer and a playmaker. And certainly his athleticism, there are things you can do on the floor with him that you can't really do with Maurice Acker. And the alley-oops and some of the other players that Dominic James excelled at.
Good offensive rebounding position by Wesley Matthews, and he is fouled, and he took exception to the severity of the foul. Thought he was hit a little bit hard.
When you take a look here, everybody has to go to the board for Villanova. Again, they rebound by committee. And you talk about they got a +4 margin with no one over 6'8", and they got 4 players who average 4 or more rebounds per game. So you know that they're sending everybody. Everybody's got to do their part.
Matthews' dad, Wes, played in Wisconsin, played in the NBA as Burt comes in for Hayward. Matthews, if you can do this quietly in a league like the Big East, averaged better than 18 points per game this year, shot 50% from the field, almost 40% from 3, and over 80% from the line.
And as superlative as that is, again, he was overshadowed by Jarrell McNeil's numbers. So I talk about McNeil having player of the year numbers. People spoke of him probably in more glowing terms than anybody on that team.
McNeil, first team All Big East. Matthews, who just blocked that shot, second team All Big East. It's a team that lost 4 in a row in the aftermath of the James injury, all to ranked teams. They had a lead in the second half in all 4. 1 went to overtime. 2 were on the road as Matthews misses the 3. They may be slightly diminished without James, but there is no quit in this Marquette team. Reynolds from the corner buries the 3. Scotty Reynolds.
Said he came in with the hot hand. You know, he made, coming into this game, 11 of his last 16 three-point attempts. You can't leave it.
McNeil off the bounce, too strong. Villanova ball. Talk about Scotty Reynolds and his evolution. I mean, he would have some huge scoring games, but a better all-around player now than a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, I mean, experience does wonders for you. Cross-court pass, Marquette late finding him, which I'm sure that's not the way it was discussed in the locker room. He's one of those guys you have to pay attention to and you have to almost play tag with.